So, welcome to today's video. I have here the White Nights Granulating Watercolor set. I've got it from a German art store, which is the biggest one in Europe. It's called Gerstecker. They are sending in different countries as well. I'm not quite sure if they're sending overseas, but I know that they are sending in various countries in Europe at least. And they have a sale until the beginning of 2024, and the White Nights Granulating Watercolors are on sale. So we have now here this brand new set with all the granulating watercolors they've released so far. And that was the reason I jumped in and bought it, because I have waited for around over a half a year for the new colors, the new granulating colors to arrive in Germany. I've seen videos month and month ago and always checked, and I were not able to buy them here. So yeah, happily now that have changed. So the first color I swatched just now is called Orange Mist, and it is has 2 of 3 star in the light fastness rating, and it is a mixture of PBK 8 and PO 64. And the color now is called Ruby Mist, and it's a PG 19, so it's a cobalt green and a PR 170, and it has 3 of 3 stars in light fastness rating. But I know that PR 170 is not that good in light fastness, so I wouldn't really depend myself on the light fastness rating here, because I don't think that is correct. I know that this red pigment is one which will fade over time, so yeah, just to be aware of. The color now is called Scarlet Mist, and it has 3 of 3 stars in light fastness, and it's PG 19 again, so cobalt green, and the PR 188. I know this color from Schminke, because there were a million light is with this PR 188, and I must say I like the color a lot. It's very similar to both Quin red pigments. I like all 3 of those. So yeah, that was a surprising mixture with the green, because normally green and red gives you a black. That is something I will try to replicate and look how it will look with the Quin reds, because I'm really interested in that. Also, I have different brands with a PG19, and they can be very different. So that would be interesting as well, to see how different versions of that pigment mix with the reds. I will put a link in the description box below for my cobalt green video. If you are interested in that, then you can see how different various cobalt greens are looking. So the next one was Hematite Mist, 3 of 3 stars, PB29 Ultramarine Blue, and PR 101. That's synthetic red iron oxide. And this is a mixture I learned with the first set they released here, and I'm totally obsessed with that color since. And I've finally found a way to use up all my English reds I have in various sets and never used, because I don't like the color on its own. So the next one was Lilac Mist. It's PB 29 and PR 122 Quin. Pink is that, and it's a very light fast mixture, so 3 of 3 stars. And the one next is Rose Mist, PB 28 and PR 122, and it has also 3 of 3 stars. And I'm super happy about that idea, because I think if you are combining the cobalt blue maybe with a Quin Rose, it would be closer to the Mother Violet from Da Vinci paints. I really like the color, but it is super expensive to get the colors sent to Germany. I've done it once and I have my mother violet, but when it is empty for one or two colors, it's just too expensive to get it through customs and everything and sent to Germany. So that would be a great alternative for me for that color. And then last in the upper row was Violet Mist, and also 3 of 3 stars. It's a PB29 ultramarine blue, a PG17, a chromium oxide green, and a PR187. And that's something I thought, oh well, I've finally found another use of a color I don't like, because I don't like chromium oxide green, and I've never thought mixing some interesting violets with it. So yeah, maybe I finally can use them as well. So the first one in the middle row was Violet Shadows PBK11. That's black iron oxide, and PV23 dioxazine violet, 3 of 3 stars. They say the PV23, depending on where it comes from, can be a little bit difficult with light fastness, so just to be aware of. Can fade or it can be safe. I can't say for sure. The next one was Aquamarine Mist. It's a PB29 and PG7 mixture, 3 of 3 stars. That's a very common mix. I do it all the time. It's a very easy one to get a very beautiful and interesting turquoise. The next one was Sky Blue Shadows, 3 of 3 stars, PB28 and PBK11, so cobalt blue and black iron oxide. And the next one I've swatched just now is a blue mist, and it's the same pigment combination as the aquamarine mist, just the ratio of the ultramarine blue is a little bit higher, so it's pretty easy and standard mixture as well. This one is called Cobalt Mist, and it's a cobalt blue PB28 in combination with a PBK7, so it's a kind of coal black, carbon black, I mean. 3 of 3 stars. So the next one was one I was very happy to see. That's one of the newer of the new set of granulating colors, because this one, called Turquoise Rose Mist, looks very similar to one of the colors from Supervision, the first granulating color separating sets they released, but they've haven't used only pigments. They have used a combination of pigments and dyes, and the dyes are fading, and the dyes are fading so badly in that colors that they're still that they are fading in the closed tube. Normally, dyes are fading in contact with UV light or oxygen, but they are fading in the tube, in the closed tube. That's totally strange, and I love the color really. And this looks super identical to that color, so I'm super happy about that one. This one is called Dark Blue Shadows. It's a combination of PBK11 and PB15 column 6, so a phthalo blue and a black iron oxide, 3 of 3 stars. Oh, and the turquoise rose mist is a PB28, so a cobalt blue in combination with PR264. So this one is called Blue Shadows, 3 of 3 stars, PB29 and PBK11. So it's a ultramarine blue with black iron oxide. And the next one is Chromium Cobalt Mist, PB28. So cobalt blue again, and PG17, that's the chromium oxide green. I really, really don't like the color on its own, but at least now I have some ideas to try more mixes with this pigment, and maybe I find some combinations I like. So yeah, it's a color that you see often in sets, at least when you're getting a little bit bigger sets, in a lot of white knight sets. The color is in it as well, and that's the reason why I have various pans, because some of my big collection contains some form of the chromium oxide green, and I really don't like the color on its own. I don't know why, it's just that shade of green I'm not a fan of. But at least, yeah, like the English red, now I have some ideas, and that was something I'm really happy about. So this one is called Tiger Mist, and it's a PBr7, so a natural brown iron oxide in combination with a PB15 column 3, so it's a phthalo blue green shade, 3 of 3 stars, and it gives this brownish, grayish kind of green. It looks like a little bit of dirty green to me. So the next one is Yellowish Green Mist, 3 of 3 stars. It's a PB35, so cerulean blue in combination with a PY3. PY3 is a pigment that is like dioxazine violet. It can be light fast and it can be not light fast. So that is really, really depending on which supplier the company is using, because they have the pigment exists in various forms. Some, like I said, are light fast and some not. I think it was Core who had to switch suppliers because the one supplier didn't offer the pigment anymore, and they had to rate the light fastness downwards because the new supplier hasn't a complete light fast version of that pigment. So just to be aware of, if you want to be completely sure, you will have to test it or find someone in the internet or who already tested this one for a long time, so that you can be sure if it's really light fast or not. This one just now was Green Shadows and 3 of 3 stars. It's a PBK11 PG7 mix, so phthalo green and black iron oxide. And here we have the same problem like the yellowish green mist. This is called only green mist, and we have a combination of PB28 cobalt blue and PY3. It's the same pigment here again. So, and we are coming now to the last two colors. The first one is called Gray Pink Mist, and it's a combination of 3 different pigments. It is PB29 Ultramarine Blue, PG17 again, the Chromium Oxide Green, and the PR187, like we have it already seen in the Violet Mist. And it is also rated with 3 of 3 stars. And the last color is called Gray Blue Mist. It's PB29 Ultramarine Blue in combination with PBK7, and it's 3 of 3 stars as well. So I will show you a close-up to all the colors while they are completely dried. But yeah, I would really, really love to know your opinion about this color, or if you have any experience with it, or what do you mean or think about them also in comparison to other brands offering those super granulating kind of watercolors like Schminke, for example. I must say there are a few colors in here which are very beautiful, or I personally like a lot, and some ideas I probably wouldn't have made myself, like the Scarlet Mist, for example, or the Hematite Mist. Yeah, but something with all these colors is, I don't know, a little bit lacking, maybe. We had in the first set of the granulating colors that White Nights released a lot of similar shades. We have a lot of these black, blue, or dark kind of violety colors. There weren't a lot of different things. We have one lilac and I think the aquamarine it was, and all the other colors were so close in hue that I was a little bit disappointed at that time when they released them. And now with the new colors, I think it's the orange mist, the ruby mist, the scarlet mist, the yellowish green mist, the green mist, the turquoise rose, and the rose mist, which I'm sure they are new. I think a few of the others maybe as well. I'm not quite sure about that, but they included at least some completely different color shades with the new colors here. Um, so that is definitely a plus. We have a few pigments in here which aren't light fast or can be light fast or not light fast. I'm not quite sure about the PR 187, which is in two of the colors. To be honest, I would have to look it up. That's not something I have memorized. But yeah, we have a lot of mixtures here, like the aquamarine mist or the blue mist, which are nothing special, nothing unique. That is something I would say which all of us have mixed ourselves at some time, at least when you are not completely starting new with watercolors. Then a ultramarine blue and a peachy salmon is something we know we mix ourselves, or at least I do all the time. I'm not depending for something like that on a pre-mixture, or it isn't something I would say it is super unique, so that I'm happy to now know the combination or so. And that is something with the Schminke super granulating colors, at least, which, yeah, there were so many different combinations I would never have tried myself. And they are more complex. And this year, I think there are a lot of combinations like those two I just mentioned, or all the combinations with one pigment and then black iron oxide. That is super easy. That is super simple. And yes, if you are using colors like them all the time, then to have it pre-made is very convenient, but it isn't necessary, and it is nothing special, nothing. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm missing some words in English now to really describe what I feel about them. But yeah, like I said, it is just not super special. There are a few colors which I think they are, but over when you are taking all of them in, then it's maybe a handful, and all the others are just standard mixtures. And that is something where I think in the future maybe they could do better, and taking maybe some of the mixtures out which are not that special, and replace it with some others, maybe more mixtures of three pigments, where you can say it isn't that easy to do yourself, or maybe at least some people are struggling with mixing more than two pigments together, because it gets more complex to get the same shade all the time. So that would be something I would love to see them doing to change that in the future. Over the all, like I said, I think some of the colors are really, really lovely, like the rose mist, the turquoise rose mist, and the hematite mist and the scarlet mist, for my personal taste, at least. and at least it give me some ideas that I can use colors I don't like English red or the chromium oxide green, for more mixtures than standard stuff. Because like I already mentioned, I would never have thought that you can use the chromium oxide green for any kind of lilacs or violets. So yeah, that is definitely something I learned from those colors and that I am grateful for. But over the all, there are a lot of mixtures for me, they are redundant. I don't need them. That are colors that are so easily mixed yourself, that I hope they improve these granulating watercolors they offer over time. Like I said, replacing super easy mixtures like that I already mentioned with something more unique and special. Yeah, that is my personal opinion. Just doesn't have to be yours. And if you are saying, "Oh, I love them all, and it is super easy for me because I don't like to mix my colors myself, or I'm struggling a lot with it," then go for it. That is not only because you don't have to like them or don't like them depending on other people's opinion. Like I said, it is just my opinion. But I would absolutely love to hear your opinions, or maybe even your experience. If you have already some of those colors or all of them, or if you have some of the Schminke colors and also some of those here, just what are your thoughts about these colors and what are your experience with it? Or what do you think about colors like these here in comparison, for example, with the Schminke ones? That would be something I am super interested in. And I hope you may share it with me in the comment section below. Like I mentioned, I will put a link to the Cobaltgreen comparisons or Cobaltgreen video in the description box below. You can check this one out if you are interested in. I will be, as always, super grateful if you would leave me a follow or a thumbs up, because it really helps me and the channel. And then I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day and hopeful see you soon. Bye bye.